Ladies and gentlemen, you just can't make this up, and this is one of the best stories you're ever going to hear. Congressional Democrats are angry at Liz Cheney for focusing too much on Trump and think she's doing it for political gain. So this is the committee, the January committee, that found that Trump didn't commit a crime. So they investigated and found that Trump did not commit a crime, okay? If you investigated Hunter or Hillary with servers, that wasn't really an investigation. They found top secret and special access program intelligence, for example, being siphoned, literally siphoned, from secure government networks outside the U.S. government onto servers. And they said, well, no reasonable prosecutor would indict. You can see the short on this channel with the Honorable James Comey. It's 26,000 views. Hit subscribe, by the way, to this channel. I will have a live stream tonight, a Thanksgiving evening live stream. God bless you all. Stay safe and happy this Thanksgiving. But it's the best thing you've ever heard in your life. The January committee is... And then they said, well, oh, you know what, no reasonable prosecutor would indict. The Honorable James Comey said that. But with Trump, they can't find a crime. So Comey said, well, yeah, there were laws broken. No reasonable prosecutor would indict. With Hunter, the New York Post was suspended. Twitter suspended the New York Post. It's almost as if the truth about Democrats, the truth about the Democratic Party, the corruption, the criminality that exists, that it's like evident, like 150 suspicious action reports, 150 suspicious transactions. You have 0 suspicious transactions with Trump. The man's a billionaire with like a million businesses. Find one suspicious transaction and indict him on that. They couldn't in New York. They couldn't in Georgia, well, pressuring officials. They always fabricate classified data at Mar-a-Lago. He's a former president. They have to prove he didn't declassify the data. It's not the other way around. A former president doesn't have to prove that he declassified. It's the prosecutors who have to have an airtight case saying, oh yeah, he didn't classify the data properly. He can do so verbally. But they don't have anything on Trump. That's the point. And you do have Liz Cheney, and this is here the Washington Post, January panel staffers angry at Cheney for focusing so much of the report on Trump. The hilarious thing is that she was actually doing what Democrats wanted, one would think. It was obviously for shameful political gain. But Liz Cheney is the same type of person. Her father, along with Rumsfeld and Bush, sent Americans to never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. Then you have the same liberal Democrats who claim to have opposed Bush, voting for the same foreign policy. It's unbelievable. You have the Lincoln Project voting alongside AOC and Bernie Sanders, leveled against Trump, who is the anti-war choice. And Democrats wonder why almost half the electorate will always choose Trump. It's about foreign policy is the greatest issue. Look what's taking place now. And, watch the stock market crash channel. It's going to get much worse. The economy is going to get much worse. While all the financial channels, not all of them, but a great many that have millions of subs were telling you, oh, yeah, you know what, invest in this and that. I said crypto would tank, would go below 10,000, and it is. So please go ahead, hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel and H.A. Goodman's other channel. I said after we get to 200,000 subs, hit subscribe here on this channel. I said after 200,000 subs, I'd focus more. I need to do so. If you want to be part of a newsletter, it's contactgoodman88@gmail.com. So we're going to be growing all the channels, but I'm glad we reached over 200,000. But I'm going to explain to you why Liz Cheney, being firmly embedded within the Democratic Party, is a gift to Trump, a gift to Trump Republicans, actually very good for the country in a way, and I'll tell you why. You want to know who people are in life. You want to know exactly who people are. If they turn on you, and if they put politics, for example, above friendship, then they have shown you, they've actually done you a favor, because now you know what to expect from them. It's the people who pretend that are the greatest, issues in life. Liz Cheney has told everybody who she is. Democrats have told everyone who they are. I mean, you could look at, for example, the way the two TYT pundits accused Tim Pool of being part of an atrocity he had nothing to do with. But Democrats don't have policies. We have real wages down 8.5%. We have a recession that's even worse on the horizon in 23. Okay, Biden's going to get impeached. Democrats will be on the defensive for the next 2 years. But unfortunately, the country will continue to suffer from Biden's energy policies, the shutting down of the U.S. economy that Democrats gleefully pushed. So, pretty much every one of their policies that they gleefully pushed and they were obsessive about and hysterical, the usual typical Democrat yelling at the top of their lungs, not all of them, but most of them, completely failed. We have a terrible economy now. We had a great economy with Trump. 2019, we had record low unemployment, record highs in household median income. We had real wages up 1.1%. That was according to Bernie Sanders. I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. And the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. How did I go from Bernie Sanders to Trump? Because Trump is everything that I wanted Bernie Sanders to be. They say, well, populism is a terrible thing. No, populism is a very good thing. Every demographic group does better. Literally everyone did better under Trump in 2019 in terms of the economy. And they say, well, have you seen the unemployment rate? Yeah, well, interest rates are up. People are paying a lot more. Inflation is at 7.78%. It'll get back up to 8 to 9% because oil prices are going to go up. Oil prices are going to go up because Democrats, of course, focus on protecting the planet while Biden flooded the country full of 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves. But it's like certain people have no grasp of basic logic. Okay, so getting back to Liz Cheney, I can go on forever, all over the place, all the time, as you know. She's telling you who she is. She's actually detrimental to the Democratic Party, but some people are too stupid to realize this. And so the Lincoln Project, for example, is the worst thing to ever happen to the Democratic Party. That's why Republicans kicked them out of the Republican Party. These are the same people who were opposed to marriage equality. Okay? You want to talk about the atrocity that took place. Who were the people opposed to who wanted a marriage amendment? Yeah, Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld, Republicans. And now they're completely accepted because Democrats will accept anyone as long as big, bad, mean Trump, who literally brought home Americans with a Doha agreement that Biden completely botched. It was a May 1st, 2021 withdrawal, my God almighty. A May 1st, 2021 withdrawal. And so, invasion under Democratic Party watch. Okay, so that country was invaded. So Democrats were supposed to be the cold warriors that, Vladimir and Moscow was so petrified and so afraid of. But that didn't happen. Literally everything bad is taking place while you have mashed potato brains Joe in the Oval Office. But Trump is still a menace. And any atrocity that takes place, the criminal, the madman, the sick and twisted human being that does this, Democrats don't focus on. They focus on the firearm. They focus on words from Tim Pool or somebody else that have... Tim Pool has nothing to do with any atrocity. He should sue anyone that accuses him of any link at all. He should really sue them. But that's another issue. Democrats, what they do, a great many Democrats, they make absurd leaps of logic. So the monsters are the Republicans. The cruelty is Trump. But worse atrocities are taking place under their watch. On the border, in Europe. I mean, it's like people are struggling. Inflation is through the roof. The economy stinks. It's going to get worse. And I've been telling people this since 2021. The economy was better under Trump. Foreign policy was much better. There wasn't an invasion in Europe. And you see a societal breakdown that didn't take place in 2019. Last year of his presidency, yes, Trump lost control of a lot of things. He should never have given a voice to certain bureaucrats. He should never have done that. But anyway, what the Democratic Party does is embrace people like Liz Cheney to their own detriment. And it actually bolsters Donald Trump, Trump supporters, people of all like independents, it bolsters. You could say, well, you know what, Trump underperformed. No. Mitch McConnell did that. He didn't. He gave $7 million to Lisa Murkowski. He didn't give that $7 million to Adam Laxalt. And Laxalt, like, razor thin margin, lost. Same with Blake Masters. He could have, if he had funded people who could have won, then the Republicans would have the Senate. That's Mitch McConnell's fault. It's not Trump's fault. The reason the people vote, I wouldn't vote Republican if it wasn't for Donald Trump. DeSantis I like a lot. But if DeSantis makes any, like, you know, gives any olive branch to any, like, Liz Cheney or Lincoln Project type person, I'll never vote for that type of individual. Okay? If the Lincoln Project, the Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld never-ending counterinsurgency conflict, quagmire pushing Republicans are post-Trump, I'm for Trump. If we had a better economy with Trump, I'm for Trump. And if you have absurd leaps of logic saying an atrocity is because of the inanimate objects, like, these things aren't floating by themselves. You have a madman. Focus on the madman. And maybe, you know, there is the Second Amendment where reciprocal force ends that pretty quickly. But see, that only works for congressional Democrats who pay $30,000 to $100,000 for a security detail. On literally every topic, these people are hypocrites. And when they claim not to be hypocrites, or when they do their pontificating and preaching, they make absurd leaps of logic. So if you disagree with something, that means you're fostering the motivation to commit an atrocity. I mean, it's like there's zero grasp of basic logic. But anyway, Liz Cheney is now getting condemned, or, you know, they've turned on her, which is absolutely hilarious. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. And it says a lot about American politics. Democrats will embrace anyone, even people much worse, according to liberal ideology, than Trump. But they just don't like Trump because of his personality. That Trump did good things as president, but they don't like his personality. And because they don't like someone's personality, and because he defeated Clinton, they're like obsessed. Give me your thoughts. And they'll embrace Liz Cheney, and they claim to oppose her father's foreign policy. But really, the Lincoln Project is embedded within the Democratic Party, which is so twisted and bizarre. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Be here tonight for the live stream, ladies and gentlemen.